This is Extra Paycheck Podcast, episode number 128.
You're listening to Extra Paycheck Podcast, where you will learn how to build and grow your own successful online business. Now, here's your host, Alex Soul.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Extra Paycheck Podcast. This is episode number 128, and today we will be talking about how to double your blog's traffic with one simple technique. To be completely honest with you, this technique is not very simple if you have never done that before, but at the same time, it's not very complicated, and I am here today to walk you through all the steps necessary to achieve that. As you know, getting traffic is one of the main goals of any online website, blog, YouTube channel, social media channel, or any other online presence really. And we'd love to get as much traffic as possible, especially if we can do that without spending any money. Today we will be talking exactly about that. We'll be getting more traffic to your blog or to your website completely free by using information that you already have access to. We will be talking about using keywords and keyword phrases to get more traffic, but this episode is not really about keyword research, although we're touching a little bit of that. And if you have never done any keyword research and if you don't know what that is, that's something you really should start learning, because keywords are very, very important when we're trying to rank our content out there, and you have to figure out how to do proper keyword research, but that's not an episode for today. Today, we will be using keywords and keyword phrases, but we'll be getting them from a very specific place. So let's get into the actual episode. First thing first, you need a Google Search Console account. If you don't have one, you should run and get one right now. Simply search for Google Search Console and you'll find that previously it was called Google Webmaster Tools, but it was rebranded. So the Search Console is basically a platform owned by Google that shows you the health of your website, which is very, very important. When you submit your website to it, it will help Google index your website and understand it better. If there are any issues with your website, then Google will tell you. If there are any problems and your website is not showing up in the search, Google will tell you as well, and they'll tell you how to fix it. If there's a penalty against your website because you're using some black hat techniques or you're spamming people into getting to your website, Google will tell you that as well. So it's very, very important to have that account, because it will help you to see if your website is healthy and if it's performing perfectly the way it should be performing. Now, another very cool thing that you get with Search Console is access to search traffic or search analytics. This means that Google is showing you keywords and keyword phrases that people used within Google search to find your website and to find very specific pages of your website. Now, I think this is really amazing, because what has happened to me and many, many other people, and it's gonna happen to you as well, is that you write this specific piece of content, you're targeting very specific keyword phrase, and sometimes you will rank well for it, sometimes you will not rank well for it, and you'll forget about it. But if you look through that search analytics, you'll find a whole bunch of keyword phrases that people have used to land on your page. And very, very often, you will find keyword phrases that you have never thought of, that you never thought that people are actually using those kind of keyword phrases. So Google Search Console is kind of doing that keyword research for you. They're showing you what people typed in their search bar. They'll show you how many people clicked on your results within Google search results. They'll show you which pages those people landed to and some other information. Now, this is really cool, right? So you'll know all these keywords that people have been using and you never thought of, but what can you do with that? There's an extra step that we'll be going through. So once you have your website submitted to Google Search Console, and it takes some time for your website to get indexed, and it takes some time for all these stats to populate the platform, but let's say after a few days or after a few weeks, you'll start seeing these results. Now, when you have these results, and this is under the search traffic and search analytics tab, you'll start seeing those keywords that people are using to land on your website. Now, the next step, you can scroll down and see that whole list of keywords, and at the very bottom, you'll have the option to download that list of keywords. So download those keywords and they'll be in a nice knit file that we'll be using later. Once you downloaded that list of keywords, you'll have to use another tool, which is called Keyword Planner. It used to be called Google Keyword Tool, but once again, they rebranded it and it's called Keyword Planner. I think you need a Google AdWords account in order to access the Keyword Planner. But once again, the good news is it's completely free. If you don't have a Google AdWords account, you could simply find it on Google search and sign up. If you have a Gmail address, it'll make it a lot easier and faster of a process to sign up to all of those things. So once you have the Google AdWords account, you'll have access to Keyword Planner. You could also use any other keyword tools. Jaxi is a good one that I recommend. And I'll put links to all these resources and tools in the show notes page. So you go to Keyword Planner and you upload that list of keywords that you previously downloaded from Search Console. You upload it there and you let it do the search and show you the stats, and you will be able to see how many searches per month every single keyword or keyword phrase from that list is getting. So at this point, our goal is to sort those results to see the keywords and keyword phrases that get the most searches every single month. Once we have done that, you could simply take those keywords and put them in a notepad document or any other kind of document and simply have them in that very specific order, the highest searched, the least searched, and so on. Okay, so we have this amazing list of keywords that we never thought of using, and people are already getting to our website by using those keyword phrases, which means that we are already ranking for those keyword phrases. And what's really cool is that in the Search Console, you see your average position in the search rankings, and you see how many people see your listing and you see how many people click on that listing. So let's say you examine one of those keywords and you realize that you're usually ranking in position number 6 for this very specific phrase, and out of the past 10,000 impressions you got 1,000 clicks, which gives you a CTR of 10%, which is really awesome. But imagine you moved up in rankings from position number 6 to position number 2 or even position number 1. I can assure you that your CTR will be much higher than 10%, and you might get 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 clicks instead of 1,000 clicks if you get a better ranking. Now that you have this sorted list of keywords, you need to go back to the article that's ranking for that keyword and you need to improve it. So there are two different things you can do. You could either update that article by adding these newly found keyword phrases and try to make it more interesting, more detailed, or you could simply write a new article using those keyword phrases and make it more updated, make it more detailed, and make it better. Honestly, both strategies are good. However, you need to figure out which one is better for you, because if you wrote a very specific article on a specific subject just a few months ago and it's ranking well already, you don't want to write another one and try to compete. At the same time, it will look like you're writing the same kind of content within a few months of each other, which I think is not really great. So I would suggest simply going back to that article and editing it. Go into that article and figure out how you can implement those keyword phrases and those keywords to make it more appealing and to hopefully get higher and better rankings on search engines such as Google. To recap the whole episode, you discover the keywords people are already using to land on your website. Then you feed these keywords through Google Keyword Planner to see which of these keywords have the highest potential, the highest searches. And then you take these keywords and update your piece of content by using these keywords and by concentrating on them. And this simple strategy will bring you a lot more traffic. Sometimes you will not only double, but you will triple and quadruple the traffic to at least this very specific page, because you'll most likely get a better ranking on the search engines by improving that article and using these keywords. I know that this episode was rather short, but I don't see the point of making it longer and fluffing it up when this strategy is so straightforward and so easy to implement and to use. If you have any questions or any suggestions, or if you want to see the list of links and resources that I mentioned today, head over to extrapodcast.com/128. This is where I'll be putting up the show notes page. You could also pass by and say hi there if you want to. Or if you have any questions about online marketing or affiliate marketing or building a website, head over there and leave a comment on that page. Also, head over to extrapodcast.com/iTunes in order to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. Please do leave a rating and a review, which will help the show tremendously. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next Monday.